What's good? Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.
The Draymond Green Show with Baron Davis doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show. BD, how you doing,
What it do?
my brother?
What's up, big dog? How you feeling?
I feel great, brother. Disappointed loss last week, but we'll get into that. But I got something. Over the weekend, I see you tweeted. Just ran into at JJ Redick at the car wash. He had the laptop watching film. Players coach, Lakers in great hands. Hashtag dedication. Talk to me about this. Like what are you thinking when you run into JJ?
Hey, bro, it's a casual Saturday. You doing parent stuff. It's your day off. You know what I mean? You probably coming off a back-to-back. We all in the same, Dre, we all in the same neighborhood. Our kids play at the park. And so I was going to get my car washed. And me and my kids went and got some lunch. I come back from the car wash. I see JJ Redick. He run up on me. What's up, BD? What's up, JJ? I look over there. I'm like, damn, bro, you over here, you getting it in, huh? You working. He like, man, I ain't playing around. And we sat there. We had a conversation about just him, the team. And I was telling him, like, yo, bro, your personality on this team gives them real leadership. And he was just talking about, like, looking at breaking down film, but talking about the game. And he's one of those dudes, you can talk basketball all day. You know what I mean? And, I got excited because it's like talking to one of your peers that's a coach and you like, man, I want you to win so bad because you know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I mean? And you gonna get these dudes to play. Like he talking about all the other players. You know what I mean? He talking about
that's a big deal.
But he talking about the ism,
Absolutely. Bron gonna do what he do. We know that.
Yep.
AD, we all know how special AD is, but AD right now is playing at the level that everyone has kind of hoped and thought that he would play at for many years. The way he's dominating right now is unlike an AD we've ever seen, in my opinion. And I think that does have a lot to do with coaching. I think coaching has, one of the biggest roles for a coach is you're one of two things. You're either a confidence giver or you're a confidence taker. And what it's looking like with not only AD, but with Rui Hachimura,
Austin Reeves.
D-Lo hasn't played as great, but what it's looking like with those other guys is Jackson Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
They have confidence.
Yep.
They have a belief in themselves. And, man, when you got that type of confidence and you getting that from the coach, it goes a long way.
Especially in the league, right? Because everybody can play. And a lot of it is like, I don't think fans or people really understand it's all the intangibles, right? Am I playing? Do I got confidence? I'm working out? Like, when people say basketball is a mental game, it's all the mental components of the things you have to have, like some mental fortitude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really good. I'm sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? I'm losing my so having a coach believe in you and letting you go out and hoop the way you know how to hoop, bro, that turns you into a whole different species. You know what I mean? And I think we seeing that, from the Lakers. I think, when y'all had the run, you knew that. Like, you already knew who you was coming to the game. You know what I mean? And you could do anything. You can make adjustments on the fly. So that type of confidence, right, allows you to be a real basketball player. You feel me? And not a system player.
That's a fact. 100%. I agree. So they looking good. We'll see, how it continues as we move forward, because one thing I do think is if they're going to continue to play at a high level, they are going to need a better D-Lo. Like D-Lo, with his shot-making ability, his scoring ability, they're going to need him to play at a high level. And some of his interviews I saw early was kind of like a little eye-catching. You know, it was
Yeah,
like you couldn't kind of tell whether he was like
on the
over it
fence.
or
Yeah,
pulling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So which way they turn him, I think will be ultimately will be important as teams get into the season. You know, everybody start to get to, you know, a position of where they know what's going on, conditioning levels, all the stuff, and
yep,
everybody's clicking as you get into the season. You're
totally.
going to need a better D-Lo. So I think that's something to watch for. But I think they doing well. But I got one for you. I got another one for you. So a lot of people talking about this one. It's from your era, although I did play against D2. Number one, first, I want to say congratulations to D Wade on the statue, man.
Man,
I think,
congratulations to
man,
Flash, my dog. That's my
absolutely.
dog.
Yes, sir. I think like to get a statue, man, like that,
Ah, come on,
to
dude.
get your jersey retired is one thing. Like
Yep,
that's incredible. It's great. To get a statue, like
that's on a whole nother level, bro.
you're
You're not
that's a
going nowhere.
totally different level. Nah,
Yeah,
you there.
you
You there.
immortalized. You feel me?
Absolutely. And so,
Oh
number
yeah.
one, like I said, congrats to him. But we must, I must ask, what was your first thoughts when you saw the statue? People are, you know, people
Man,
are making a lot about it. D Wade said, "Who is that guy?" And what?
man, man,
What's your thoughts, man?
man, man. All right. First of all, I want to echo what you said. You feel what I'm saying? Flash Hall of Famer, Olympian. You know what I mean? NBA champ. You know, to have your jersey retired, to be immortalized in a statue. You know, incredible. You know what I mean? Probably emotional day, all the people out there, and shout out to the Miami Heat organization because they just always, you know, do it right
Mm-hmm.
until
They do.
until they pick the person to design the statue, bro.
Well,
All right,
listen,
I got some
I,
jokes because I felt you was gonna ask me this. I said, why did they give D Wade a Timu statue? when he said, when he said, "Who is
Timu.
that?" I was like, "Man, who is that?" You know, hey, bro, who is that? Who is that? Hey, I would like to make an announcement right now to anybody retiring or anybody picking another statue. Please consult with Baron Davis Enterprises on how to approve and design a statue. Come on, dude. I mean, come on,
So
dog.
check this
We
out.
hey dog. They did look how they did Iverson in Philly.
It was like this big. I couldn't believe AI statue. It was like this big.
Hey dog. They gave AI a Oscar trophy.
DraftKings is offering $1 million a day in bonus bets for the first 10 days of the NBA season. That's $10 million in bonus bets. Here's how to shoot your shot. Opt in, get a daily NBA profit boost token. You pick a pregame NBA player prop to boost. If that player leads the league that night in points, rebounds, assists, you win a share of $1 million in bonus bets. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. The code is Colin, COLIN, to win a share of $1 million in bonus bets if your player is king of the court. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Yo, so check this out. Check this out. I saw pictures of D Wade viewing the statue face. Um, it's actually, I think it was on Rachel Nichols' page, if I'm not mistaken, of D Wade viewing the statue. And I must say, the mock up of his face looks
Crazy.
absolutely nothing like the statue turned out. So everybody's like, "Oh, D Wade saw it first. Like he approved it." But the mock up of his face before the turnout,
Yeah.
it looked like D Wade. Afterwards, It looked like Tim
Wow.
Thomas. And
hey, bro.
I don't quite understand how it ended up that way.
That's
But
sick.
my thing is, like, don't they show the statue to maybe someone like maybe Pat Riley, like when it's complete, before they just unveil it and everybody like, oh, yo, like, who is that guy?
Damn, dude.
I just and then another one is the guy who made the statue comes out today with a statement saying it is not for all humans to understand. It's not for all human activity or something of that nature. And I'm just like, yo, you can't come out and defend that. Like,
chill, homie.
Hey, you know what? One person that came out and agreed with your statue face,
yo,
bro.
You can't do that. You got come on, dog. This is what I think. I think they were like, yo, D Wade, we need you to pose for this statue. And you know how busy he is. He like, man, I ain't got all day. And the shit was taking all day. So he called his cousin and said, hey, man, fill in.
So you think it's not D Wade?
It could be his cousin.
So
he was like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Hey, cousin, stand in for me. And the artist didn't know if it was D Wade or the cousin.
Deshaun Wade.
Damn, man. Listen, shout out to D Wade, man. We love you, bro. We love you, bro. It's just
nothing but I actually saw D Wade last week, man. It's always a pleasure to see D Wade, to be in his presence.
Yeah,
but D, you got can they like redo the face?
Man, that's what I was gonna say, dog.
Is it just
we gotta do something, dude. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. Cause like think about like 20 years from now. You know what I mean? Like he gonna be like, yo, like, there's my statue. You know what I mean? And your grandkids gonna be like, hey man, knock it off.
He looked 20 years older in the statue right now.
Damn. Hey, hire me to find the artists to create art or statues to represent these legends.
Lauren Halsey.
I'm not dissing
She'd
the
be
artists.
Great at it.
I'm not dissing the artists or nothing because I understand art. I understand artistry. But when you do sculptures of people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to face the most backlash because we know what D-Wade looked like. You know what I mean? And so we want to see a D-Wade statue.
D-Wade.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a fact. I agree. I hope they can like twist the head off and like change it out or something. Because
or paint like a hologram on the face. You know what I mean? Like maybe
something. Use some AI, a 3D printer, something. We got too many things today. This must be corrected. This must be corrected. D-Wade, these are jokes, man. We love you, dog.
Hey, D-Wade is, hey, that's my boy, man. D-Wade gonna be on my next season for WTF Baron Davis. So, man, it looked like our boy Steph will be reevaluated on Friday. He had an ankle injury against the Clippers. Now, with him missing the next 2 games, I think, it helps. But how do you feel that changes your game with Steph not being there, early on this season?
Got to be more aggressive for sure. I think, you got to find, number one, it was very uplifting and refreshing to see him walking today.
Absolutely.
He's walking pretty good. So I thought that was good to see. Gives you a little more hope than what you initially had when I saw him leave the floor.
Yeah.
So that was good. I think for me, obviously have to be more aggressive, try to find different spots to score. Got to get up out that corner.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably handle the ball more, be more of a decision-making, and more of a decision-making role. But it's interesting because, I don't really know what that entails today because we're kind of running an entirely different offense,
Right.
So in a normal world where, the offense that we've been running for the last 10 years, 9 years, I I know exactly what that looks like. But we're kind of running a different offense this year. And so it's hard for me to say currently what that'll look like for me.
Yeah.
But I imagine that, shots will come in different areas because the gravity that Steph pulls, it won't be there. So you'll probably find shots in different areas than normal. So just got to be aggressive and willing to take those shots because without a Steph on the floor, the first open shot you get is probably going to be the best shot that you're going to get throughout that possession, as opposed to you get an open shot with Steph on the floor, something else still going to open up once he start moving because he just draws so much attention.
Yeah, I've been watching the way y'all play too, and I think you can take more opportunities to just get more points. You know what I mean? It's like, especially like posting up. You know what I'm saying? So like the way I was looking at it is like, man, this should help you. It should help the young guys, right? And start figuring out like, oh shit, let me start getting back in the post because ain't nobody posting up. You know what I mean? And like shit, you got post work. You know what I mean? You got post work. So it's like it could be, and then also like now Steph out. Now you back to secondary push, pace push. You know what I mean? Moving the ball, cutting, like all that little murkiness, with the intelligence. Okay, I'm gonna get to the free throw line. Okay, we can slow the game down. Like I think with y'all new offense and with these young guys, like it's gonna be like it should open something up. So when Steph come back, when other people like the gravity, like you say, the gravity he pull, it's almost like, damn, like pick your poison.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Pick your poison.
100%.
So I like that, man. And there was a
I
moment.
think so too.
Yeah, but there was a moment in the Clippers game when Steph and you collided. You came up hobbling. Has something like that ever happened to you in the 13 years?
Listen, man, that shit hurt. Yo, number one, that shit hurts. Bro, he came up to me after like, yo, you all right? I kind of ran into you. I'm like, you think you ran into me? I saw you try to hop out the way, but I kind of ran into you. You good? I'm like,
bro, that shit was so funny.
Yeah, I'm all right, but that hurt, bro. Like, crazy. No, I have never had anything like that happen to me. Let's move on. That was crazy. We got back-to-back coming up against the Pelicans. Obviously, everything becomes tougher with Steph out. But not only is Steph out, you got Wiggs out. You got D'Anthony Melton out. And so, it's crazy because we go on to last night, and it's just crazy. The NBA, man, it changes everything, as you know, man. It changes so fast. And so you going into yesterday and just won 2 games by 77 points start the season combined.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Looking at a home stretch where you're like, all right, we got the Clippers coming in. Then we got the Pelicans coming in twice. You're looking at that. You're like, yo, we could possibly start 4-1, 5-0, which is a great start. You let one get away yesterday that, they just came out and they punched us in the mouth.
They was balling.
Yeah, they punched us in the mouth. They defended great. They were really good offensively. They put a lot of pressure on the rim, getting downhill. Derrick Jones Jr. hit 3 threes. Like, they had guys making shots. They played well. And all of a sudden you lose that one. But not only do you lose that one, again, just how quick stuff changed. You got those 3 guys out now and with a tough back-to-back coming up. So not only are you losing some of the depth, which we spoke about, but you're going into a back-to-back and losing that depth. And so it just makes things a lot tougher and just shows you how fast stuff can change in this league. All of a sudden, like I said, you're looking like, yo, we could possibly start 4-1, 5-0.
Yeah.
And then you're faced with these injuries, man. And it's just crazy just looking at it. Like,
because
man.
you need you when you looking at the schedule, I remember I used to look at the schedule month to month and say, damn, these gonna be the tough ones. These are the ones we have to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this is a rubber game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so when you got injuries and, you get a hard fought game like the Clippers and like, damn, we was rolling, we got caught up. Now you got
Mm-hmm.
Zion coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. And we got to slow him down. Like
totally.
Zion is a very tough cover, man. Because Zion is like a linebacker who's like you can't run the ball against him, or like
Yeah.
a running back who's just constantly putting pressure on your front seven. He
Yep.
always puts pressure on the rim, like at all times. He's putting pressure on the rim, which reminds me a lot of Blake Griffin. When
Yep.
I was playing Blake during them years when he was with the Clippers, always putting pressure on the rim, always a lot of force, strong as hell, and like you can do what you want. They're putting their head down to get to the rim.
Totally.
And it's just a matter of you like trying not to foul, trying to make them make tough shots, and then trying to keep a body in front of them, understanding your distance to the rim, because ultimately you got to know once both of those guys are inside the free throw line,
Oh yeah, they just gonna jump.
at that point they'll just jump.
Yep.
And once they jump, there's nothing you can do. Like they're gonna figure it out in the air because they got that type of bounce. And so
Yeah.
slowing down Zion is tough. One of the ways that you try to slow Zion down is not always defensively, it's in putting him in action on the defensive end, because you don't want him getting a rest on that end. And with Steph out, again, that's another one of those things that makes it tougher to kind of bring him into the action and also try to wear him down on the other end as well. So, it creates a lot of issues. But nonetheless, it starts with doing the job of Zion, which we'll have to try to slow him down in order to try to stagnate their offense.
And I think with him and Blake, the difference is he brings the ball up the court.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Mhm.
I like how they use I wish like Vinny Del Negro would have used Blake like my boy Willie Green is using Zion as like a playmaker, initiate the offense, move him around. But I do think, there's a gift and a curse with that, right? Because
Mhm.
Zion, for how he's built, he's downhill, 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 downhill. And, I always say this about bigger guys. It's like when you play a guard game and you move like a guard, you're
Mhm.
susceptible, right? And prone to more injuries, right? Because you
That's a fact.
cutting, you trying to be finesse, and like with a dude like that, he coming downhill, people getting in his way, right? Is
Mhm.
it's and like his cut and the way he moved it just put a lot of wear and tear on him, and put a lot of fatigue. So in a situation like that, you got to put him in pick and rolls. You got to post him up because he puts the ball up 2 or 3 times, go to the hole, he gonna foul on the other end, right? And so you got to
Yeah.
play that. You got to play that kind of like that game and stay in front of him and ground him as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I used to see Blake, like I used to tell Blake, like, yo, bro, if you got space, I'm just gonna throw the ball up. I don't even care.
Mhm.
Cause can't nobody get vertical faster than you can. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But I do
Facts.
think you can stop him because you know why? I'm picking you, bro. You my front runner for defensive player of the year.
I
And
appreciate
I'm
that,
about to
brother.
lead a campaign throughout the season, right? And so I want to share with our fans some impressive stats to start. My guy, Draymond Green, on my fantasy sleeper app, is holding opponents to just 29.6% shooting through 3 games this season.
I
Now,
hope you get
I,
points for defense, because my 2, 2, and 5 did not serve you well last night
oh,
on
bro, I
fantasy
needed like
basketball.
40 points from you, dog. I'd take the L. You know what I mean? I'd take the L.
I'm a bounce back, man. I got to get myself up out of that
I
corner,
just need to get
but
out the car.
I'm
I
a
need
bounce back for
10,
you, brother.
8, 5. Yeah. You know what I mean? All that with the defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? I need that. Like, we got to get the boards. You know what I mean?
You
We
know what I'm
gotta
saying?
up that. We gotta up the ante on that. Like,
For sure.
you, AD, I got you because I think your team is going to be a great defensive team, and you're gonna be a different type of anchor than AD. So I got you and AD, defensive player, but I'm campaigning for you.
I appreciate that, bro. No, I think we definitely got a chance to be a really, really, really good defensive team. Obviously, that starts with me as the anchor of the defense, and so I'm really locked in on that end, man. I think, and then seeing AD and what he's doing, I'm like, man, AD need to stop talking about Defensive Player of the Year and go put himself in that MVP category with JT, man. Come on, man, go on away from over here, man. Go do it.
Yeah,
Go
go and
ahead
get that
over there.
MVP.
Yeah,
Keep
AD, what you
putting them
doing, man? Go
stats
ahead over
up.
there.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? So now I'm locked in though. I think and then also, we brought in Jerry Stackhouse and Stack is coaching the defense and Stack got everybody locked in. He like grading everything you do every game. And so there's a level of accountability. And last night, man, he had my grade low and I'm like, Stack. And he showed a couple of the clips of what he said I did wrong. I'm like, yo, Stack, I can't leave Zubac's body right there and trap that box with James coming down here. I got to meet James at the rim. If I leave too early, that's allowed. And he like, nah, Wiggs can get there. I'm like, nah, Stack, Wiggs can't get in front of Zubac that tight to the rim if I leave early. But what I can do is meet James at the rim. And then there was another one that he deemed me over. And I saw the clip and I'm like, he like, Draymond, no box out. I'm like, no box out? My man is shooting the ball. Like, that's not my man getting the rebound. No box out. And so Stack been on us, man.
Let's go, Stack.
And he's brought a couple like different things. Like, as you know, just about everybody in the NBA do the same thing defensively. Yep. Stack coming back from college, he brought a couple different things that he wanted to incorporate, and I think is really ultimately going to help our defense a lot. So, having someone like that to hold you accountable like he's holding us accountable, it make you feel like, yo, I want to do this for him. You know what I'm saying? Not just necessarily for myself. Like, yo, exactly. I want to do this for
Stack
him.
is one of the ones, bro. He, as a player, as a vet, as a coach, as an OG, you talk about somebody who loved the game, bro. It's like it'd be a different level when they love that game. You know what I mean? When they know the game and love the game, that's that. I'm just a fan now of just all my dogs and my air. They coaching and shit, and like they coming back and like they're giving y'all something. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've been waiting for. Like, we need the Stacks. You know what I mean? We need Rico Hines. We need Earl Watsons and JJ Reddicks. And you know what I mean? We need all these dudes around. Willie Greens. We need these dudes because they connected. You know what I mean? They connected and they can challenge you. So, man, shout out to Stack, man.
Yes, sir. OG Stack, man. It's been great having him around. I always tell him like, yo, he remind me of my Uncle Benny. I'm gonna bring my uncle out here. They sound alike, they act alike, they got a seriousness to them. You know not to fuck with them.
Already.
He remind me so much of my uncle. So it's been great having Stack around, man. So I think that's gonna bode well for us, and it's definitely helping me.
Now, we got to talk hoop. You keep saying, I got to get myself out the corner. I know what that means, right? Explain to our fans, what do you mean? Because you keep saying, I got to get myself out the corner. What does that mean?
So coming into the season, like I said, we kind of been running a different style of offense. The spot of the offense that I'm in is it's in the corner. As players, when you're adjusting to a new offense, initially you just go to your spot, right?
Yeah.
Like, you haven't figured out the loopholes in the offense where you can find different space, how to find that space. And so for these first 3 games, I'm just kind of in the corner and I don't necessarily know where those spots are yet. Like, I'm still trying to figure out where I can find my way out of the corner and not mess up the space, right? Like, you incorporate an offense, everybody got their spots. That's cool. But then as players, it's on us to then figure out, like, all right, like where can I find my spots? You know what I'm saying? Within this offense to where I'm not in Steph's way or I'm not
Right.
in Wiggs' way, but yet I'm putting myself in a position to be successful as well. I've never really been that successful out of the corner because I've never really, except for my rookie year, I've never really operated out of the corner. And so
New terrain.
just trying to figure out that spacing
Yep.
and how I can find my spots and where I can go to get out the corner and not bunch the offense up. And so that's kind of the challenge for me. And it's it's definitely a challenge, but just trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and I would say, like the way I translated it was like, damn, I'm stuck in the corner, like I'm flat foot. You feel what I'm saying? So like getting comfortable is really like, okay, I know I'm gonna be here. I got to get my puppies moving. So it's a shot, it's a move, it's a post, it's, you know what I mean? And then being able to, but sometimes it's like, because like it'd be a new offense, you like, damn, what do I do now? You know what I mean? And basketball is way faster than that. So I think, you know, as, you know, just talking to the fans, as you get more comfortable in the offense, you know what I mean? It's also just getting comfortable in the corner and realizing that I don't have to stand here. I can't be stuck here. Like, I got to try some shit too. Because it's early in the season, you know what I mean? So for someone like you, just
100%.
try. It's like you, but what makes you so great is a lot of young guys and a lot of players would try to force action.
For sure.
Or like, hey, I'm not involved. Like, instead of figuring out, you know what I mean? Great players take chances, and then they figure out their space and where they're comfortable, and then they start building towards that. You know what I mean? So I think
1,000%.
That's my
So
translation.
that's where I'm at. That's a great translation. That's
I like
exactly
it,
where I'm
though.
at with it. No doubt. And I know like I got to figure it out.
But that's what I was saying.
Like it's on me.
With the posting, crashing weak side, like I see it. You know what I mean? The fadeaways, the 3-point shot, the pump fake, you know, getting to like baseline, getting to the middle, baby hook, you know, like putting pressure on the defense. From like I can see it, you know what I mean? But a lot of times it's like with the new offense, everybody is learning how to figure each other out. You know what I mean?
Basketball is a very instinctual game.
Yes.
And right now, I can't say that I'm playing off instincts because you're trying to just figure out kind of the nuances. And so got to find a way to speed that up to where it becomes instinctual. Because when I'm playing off my instincts, you know, the one thing I trust is I trust my instincts. I trust my brain. I know what's going on the basketball court. So just got to find a way to make it more instinctual. And that's what I mean by getting myself out of that corner. This episode is sponsored by Game Time Ticketing app. The start of the NBA season is underway, and you don't want to miss the hype atmosphere watching a basketball game live.
Energy of the fans at the beginning of the season is incredible, and Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. And it filters out of the fluff to show you incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets.
I like using the Game Time app when I want to attend a concert or comedy show. Game Time Ticketing app is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. I really like the all-in pricing because it shows how much I'm going to have to pay.
I'm looking at the Game Time app right now, and it's easy to find different tickets and different price points. The NBA season is beginning, and I know your favorite team is going to need your support.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code GREEN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code GREEN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. In other news, we're going to move around this league, man. Let's move around this league. Obviously, the good guys are no longer undefeated.
My gosh.
I would ask
Damn.
you, who do you got as the best undefeated team left? You got the Thunder, you got the Celtics, you got the Lakers, you got the Cavs. Who is your best team? Or I wouldn't even say best because I think the best everybody's going to say Celtics. Who are the team that you're most excited about in that bunch?
I say the Lakers, because I just think they got and they are one establishing an identity, which like we don't know what the identity of the Lakers have been, you know what I mean, since the bubble or whatnot. But the Lakers never really had an identity outside of like it's LeBron's team. Now they back to being the Lakers. I like OKC because they probably have the most talent of any team in the league. You know what I mean? And those young dudes are highly skilled basketball players, and they just got to get mean. You know, and I think by them losing in the playoffs last year, getting punched up, like they got a little bit more confidence, you know, to go with it. And then the Celtics, you know, defending champs. Cleveland, you know, I like what they putting together, but I don't think that Cleveland is I don't think they one of the best. You know, I think they would be the weaker out of the four, but they playing some great basketball. And they, you know, they got a
Shout
good
out to my
system. They
man
got a
Kenny
better
Atkinson.
system. You know what I mean? They got a better system. But if Darius Garland and Mitchell, if they can sync like they was that one year when they were both all-stars, they could be dangerous.
They can. I think I think OKC definitely has some special talent. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is
Crazy.
one of the best players in the league, and I don't think there's anyone that you can find to debate that. I think he's going to put himself in that MVP category, possibly compete for it, possibly come home with it.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of Jalen Williams.
I love his
special.
game,
Chet Holmgren is special.
Crazy.
The one thing I would say about them is there's a certain readiness when you're ready to win, and I don't care how old you are. I won my first championship in my third year. Steph's 6th year, Clay's 4th year. And we used to joke around. We would pour water on a guy's head and you know, we would pour water on a guy's head every now and
happy
then.
to win.
And after the game. And we would do little stuff like that every now and then. Not every time. But the one thing I see with the OKC team that is a little alarming for me is like their post games. Like 7 guys in the interview. Like there's a certain seriousness that it takes to win in this league. And there's a certain fear you have to instill in a team, in teams, in order to win. And I just don't know if they're instilling that fear in teams with all the bromance and stuff after the game. Like, bro, we all the bros, it's the homies. Like, that's cool. There's a time and a place for that. But after every time somebody's in the interview, you got 7 guys, 8 guys. Then you got the same 7, 8 guys with a picture with Josh Giddey right after they play. Like, again, I'm all for having fun. Like, it's an 82-game season. You should have fun. But you also have to understand when people are looking at you to be the team, and you have to understand when your moment is. And right now, I don't know if OKC understands, but their moment is now. Their moment started last year. You go out, you had that great regular season, your clock starts now. You're no longer the team that's just building through the draft. You've arrived. It is now time for you to take that next step. And I'm not sure that they quite understand everything that entails. You know, they understand the play. Them boys special. Like they get out there.
They can hoop.
They go. They winning.
It's another level. It's another level to. They gotta get 2 more levels to get to the championship.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's when I'm watching that and you know, I'm in your conference and we about to play in the playoffs. If I think you soft, I'm not there's no fear.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not anxious.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh bro, I'm going right at these dudes. You know what I mean? And so, you know, all that, like the fun and games is fun. Like it's dope seeing them, but there's also like they got to mature a little bit and become more
Mhm.
professional, so the stars can be the stars. You know what I mean? Like let the stars do the interviews, be the stars. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like let's start getting this pecking order right. Because when the playoffs come, and everybody buddy and everybody in panic mode, I mean anybody will shoot the shot. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's how they
1000%.
got
And you got to
bottled up. That's how they got bottled up last year.
exactly. And you got to think about it like even like you said, the stars being stars. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Shea is on the verge of becoming like a superstar. I don't quite personally think he's a superstar yet because superstar to me is worldwide. Everybody know you.
Yeah.
And to me, there's only a few superstars in the NBA, but Shea has superstar level talent.
Mm-hmm.
However, just because you have superstar level talent doesn't always make you a superstar.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to take that next step, there are certain things that superstar does. Like, for instance, like I said, the interview, Shea, people want to hear what you got to say. They want to hear you speak. They want
It's
to
your
hear your
brand,
thoughts.
bro. Yeah.
Exactly. And they don't want to hear it with 7 guys in the background. They don't want to hear that because they're not actually getting to experience who
You.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander
There you
is.
go.
And that's what the world wants. And by the way,
Yeah.
like I said, that goes hand in hand with taking that next step and becoming Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, not
It's a trust.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander who all the players look at and be like, yo, he nice. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander that all the players look at and be like, I'm not looking forward to facing him today.
Yeah.
Like everybody know going into the game that Shea gonna give you 30.
He gonna work.
But now it's time to instill that fear. And all of that goes into that. And by the way, I know Shea got that killer and got that dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever meet his pops, he ain't got no choice but to have that dog in him.
He got to get that to his team.
Absolutely.
You feel
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? He got to give all that ism to his team. And he got to like, hey, man, like all these games and shit and playing around, like that shit cool. But like, yo, come on, guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I remember my second year in the league, Sacramento, Chris Webber, they came to Charlotte, bro. And they was tripping, and Chris Webber was like, yo, it was the second game of the season. He was like, yo, we did not come in this season to be bullshit. We trying to get a championship.
Mhm.
Lock in.
Absolutely.
I was like, damn, this game 2. They talking about
game 2.
championship. You know what I mean? They talking
That's
about
where
they
it
on a
starts.
mission. And so like, and that's the year you see Sacramento take that leap, because it's like, man, you gotta put yourself from the beginning of the season in that mode. I don't want no friends, bro. You can't have no friends.
People don't understand this. Championships are not won in April, May, and June. That's actually the whole thing with the Joel Embiid thing. It's like a championship is a process.
Yeah, it's
like
a process.
it is a process from day one. And every day, practice games, you're chipping away at that. And you chip away and you chip away. You have a setback. Chip away, chip away, chip away. Take 2 steps back. Chip away, chip away. It's an everyday process over the course of 9 months. It's not just get to April healthy, get to May healthy, and we good. Nah, you building every single day.
You got to build blocks.
And that's what those guys got to understand, that there's just got to be a certain seriousness.
Yep.
And it was cool when y'all were the new guys on the block last year coming out winning 50-plus games. Now you're expected to do that. We expect y'all to win these regular season games. We don't need 7 guys in the press conference anymore. We need Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and then Lou Dort's going to have a great game, and they ain't going to want Shea that night. They're going to want to hear from Lou Dort because he clamped somebody and he had 20, and we need Lou Dort in that interview.
Yep.
And that's the type of seriousness that this group, I think, is going to need in order to take that next step, because what they must understand is you got a year or 2 to take the next step. If you don't, you start pulling pieces out and you start plugging other guys in, and you pull this guy out, and all of a sudden Shea going to be making $300 million and Chet going to be making $300 million. Can they also afford to pay Jalen Williams $300 million? Then you start to run into those issues. So you got to take advantage of it as soon as your window open, because as fast as that window open,
that shit
it closes
fast.
it closes even faster.
Yeah, I mean, you crazy if you don't take that moment right now. You know what I mean? Because you also gotta be aware and have a great deal of respect for who in front of
Yep.
you, who next to you, and who coming behind you, bro. You know what I mean?
That's
Because it's, you
1000%
know,
a fact.
every year it's like you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Fact.
OKC need to mature. If they mature this year and take that leap, all of them, and get serious about, hey man, we won this game. Let's get to the next one. You know what I mean? They gonna be all
Mhm.
right. But speaking of some of the teams, bro, I saw in an interview my boy
Mhm.
Giannis. Now, my son loves Giannis, bro. And he was talking about how the Bucks need to find their identity.
Gotta find ways how to win the game. Right now, we don't have an identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to win the game? Are we going to defend 48 minutes? Are we going to move the ball for 48 minutes? Are we going to attack one play fast for 48 minutes? Or 36 minutes slow down the last 12? Gotta find an identity. We don't have that right now. You know, you go in Philly game, we're good. But these last two games, as you said, we have to find that. We have to find ourselves.
Like, that's a big word in sports. That's almost like a bad word in sports. A good word or a
Fact.
bad word. They just fell to 1-3. Um, and when it comes to team finding an identity, like like who sets the precedence? Players or coaches?
It starts with coaches. The coaches have to come in with a certain swagger, with a certain confidence, with a certain seriousness to let guys know what their roles are. I think on any great team, coaches come in and they define, and it's not all right, Draymond, your role is boom boom boom. Steph, your role is boom boom boom. It's like, no, you come in and they start establishing this is what we need. These are the roles to fill. You're going to, we need you in this spot, da da da. And you start to figure out your identity and first your roles. You discuss what it is that we want our identity to be, right? So we want our identity to be X. We want our identity to be a great defensive team. We want our identity to be a fast-paced offensive team. Push the ball,
Yep.
get up and down. That's what we want our identity to be. So from day one, that's what we're trying to build, right? And so it starts with coaches.
Right.
Then it moves to your best players. What are y'all doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure that you're bringing X so that everyone else know they got to bring Y and Z? Because if the
Totally.
top players are bringing X, everybody else, you have to bring Y and Z or you're no good here.
Right.
And so then it starts with players. And I'm going to tell you this. One thing that Coach Izzo used to teach us, and he would always say, it's a saying he would always say, he said, a player coach team is better than a coach team. And that was his motto. When we had a leader that was coaching up the team and holding guys responsible on the court, that things that Izzo didn't have to do because he had a leader doing that, it makes his life easier.
Yep.
It make your players' relationship with him better, and all of these things, right? And the things that he has to focus on changes. It allows him to expand his bandwidth because he don't have to focus on that. And so, as much as it is, coaches having to establish it.
Yeah.
It then falls on the players. Who are you going to bring? What are you bringing to the table? What type of intensity are you coming to the table with each and every game? And then what is important? Is winning important to us? Because if winning is important to us, then we'll do the things that we've identified that we want our identity to be. If winning is not the most important thing to us, we usually become a team that is not sure what their identity are, and you don't know from night to night what team is going to show up. And those teams can't win in the NBA.
And I've been on a lot of those teams, right? And for real, I've been on a lot of those teams. And like the thing is, there's no trust or communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so when I
Mhm.
look at Milwaukee, you don't trust the system,
Yep.
right? There is no system that's putting you in a position to where your game, you feel like your game, you know what I mean? Everybody's stuck in the corner. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And
That's a fact.
if Giannis and Dame Lillard are stuck in the corner, are stuck in their separate corner, and they not communicating, right? Then now you got to go to the coach as the guys, talk to the coach. You know, now it's therapy, right? And it ain't
Fact.
basketball. You ain't figuring it out. You ain't figuring it out together. And the team that don't communicate, right? Like
Mhm.
like the Bucks need a little bit of what OKC got
Yes.
because they're too serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're almost
Facts.
too
It's a
goddamn
balance.
serious. Yeah, it's
It's
a
a balance
unique
you gotta
balance.
find.
And because
Mhm.
Giannis has won a championship, right? He is like, that's his determination. And so if people are not up to that level or can't get there, or a coach can't bring them to that level, then that's where you have identity issues. I would always say, even the Boston team with KG and Paul and Ray Allen, I mean, they got one. You know what I mean? And I would
Mhm.
say for a team like that with all that talent in that era, how they put that together, you know what I mean? They were
Mhm.
beatable. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like Doc, the way he puts this team together, the way he coaches his teams are extremely talented, but the way the system is you're playing against the system. So
Mhm.
you can beat them playing Doc's system. And so it's got to be a little bit of Doc got to figure it out. Giannis and Dame got to figure it out. But everybody else on the team got to say, hey, man, we ballers. This is what we like to do. And then you got to go and try and force that in the game, right? Can't be
Mhm.
sitting back at
Mhm.
1-3 saying, man, we don't know all right, then you got to go establish one now and almost go kamikaze until you get in flow. Because it sounds like they ain't been in flow. From last
Yeah.
year, they ain't have a good training camp, it sounds like. They ain't coming into the season, and it's still like a major disconnection between your top three people, your coach and your two superstars.
So I'll ask you this question, because I actually came across this earlier today, and I hadn't thought none of it until we just started talking about the Bucks. I came across a clip earlier today, and Gil was talking about Dame, and he pretty much said he doesn't think Dame has figured out how to pick and choose his spots when he should be looking to score. Gil's and he compared it to himself in Washington when he had Twan Walker Twan Jameson and
Karan, Larry Hughes,
Karan Butler.
he had a
Yes,
whip.
absolutely. And so he compared it to himself and he said, listen, I would just pass to those guys to start the game. Let them drive. Karan getting to the cup, getting fouled. Why am I just drawing a blank? I just said his name.
Larry Hughes, Antoine Jameson, yeah.
Antoine Jameson getting to the hole, getting fouled. And I let them get the fouls up. Now, once they start getting the team to like 3 and 4 fouls, I know you have to guard me differently, is what he said.
Mhm.
He said, I know you have to guard me differently because we're in the bonus. And so now I can really attack you. Now I can take advantage of my skill. And so Gil made the comparison. He was like, he don't think Dame is letting Giannis go, and then pick and choosing his spots. He said he think Dame's come out, take 3 or 4 tough shots, and then if you miss them, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of tough from there. What are your thoughts on that? I can't necessarily speak to that. I'm not a point guard, or I was never a scoring guard.
Flow.
What are your thoughts to that comment?
Flow. I totally agree. I think Dame is super talent. He's super elite. And for the majority of his career, he had to come out and damn near put up 40 for them to have a
Mhm.
chance to win, right?
Mhm.
When he played with LaMarcus Aldridge, give it to LaMarcus Aldridge, let him anchor. I think
Mhm.
he got to start going back to that mentality. Like, okay, I got Giannis. Let me load Giannis up. Let me get these dudes going, right? And not that it's not yourself, but it's not your points.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Mhm.
you starting the game hitting 3, 4, 5 3-pointers in the first quarter, like that's not going to help the Bucks win. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was Portland, oh yeah, he about to go off. Everybody is going to rise to that level because he's
Mm-hmm.
elevated him. And in Milwaukee Bucks land, that's like keeping you in the game the way they play. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he got to learn how to finesse the situation so it opens up for him, right?
So
And be Dame time, right? Script, like
Mhm.
write a script for yourself, right? Go home, write a script for yourself. Every game, write a script. This is what Giannis gonna give me. Boom. This is what Porter's gonna give me. This is what I'm getting from Lopez. This is what I need in this game. And then 4 minutes, 6, we up 6. It's Dame time.
Mhm.
And so you start making your points matter based on, oh damn, we down 6. Let me go get to the line. Boom. We up 6. Let me take 2 of these just to see if I can put some distance, right? And so I think it's more so Dame trying to, once again, it's a system. Dame trying to figure out how to do Dame time, and Giannis trying to figure out how to do Giannis time. And so if you remember with the Clippers, you had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and they played 2 different styles. And that's why the Clippers could never beat you guys. You know what I mean? They beat San Antonio because Blake played well, Chris Paul played well, but together, you know what I mean? There wasn't like, they didn't dominate the game. They actually like allowed you to stay in the game because one player was balling, the other player was balling, but if they were ever balling in sync, they were going to blow your ass out. You know what I mean? And I think that's where Milwaukee is kind of handicapped because there's no connective tissue for like yin and yang. There's no yin and yang.
The presidential elections are coming up quickly, so I'm here to let you know that Kamala Harris believes in building wealth, black generational wealth. Her policies will benefit our communities so we can pass something along to our kids. That's why Kamala Harris has a plan to give a $50,000 tax deduction for startup small businesses so we can not just get by, but get ahead. Bringing down the cost of renting or buying a home is such an important step towards bridging the racial wealth gap. That's why she's eager to assist even more families in realizing their dreams of home ownership by offering $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. Visit KamalaHarris.com/issues to learn more about her vision for our future. Paid for by Harris for President. So check this though. Check this. If you say Giannis is the one that has won a championship,
Right.
Dame is still kind of figuring out his way there. At what point does the onus fall on Giannis to maybe get Dame going? Because Dame could also make life easier on him. So where is it, or is it just all on Dame?
It's the system, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you look at Giannis in this system, he don't play like Giannis. You dig what I'm saying?
That's deep.
Like he not pushing it. He not taking it, taking it on the wing and saying, hold on, like I ask for forgiveness later. Right? So he's kind of lost a little bit of who he is and how he could help Dame, right? Or like it's almost like they're trying to help each other so much that they're overworking without working together. You know what I mean? And then when you go into the system, like identity is a system thing. Because if Giannis is saying we got an identity problem, that means somebody don't know who the man around here. And then somebody don't know who the man when the man is supposed to be around here. You know what I mean? And so everybody's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And so that system, the way they play, there are only 2 playmakers on that team.
That's a fact.
Giannis and Dame Lillard. And Dame Lillard is a scoring playmaker. Giannis is a scoring playmaker, a defensive playmaker. Neither one of those guys are assist guys. They don't set, they're not, they wasn't molded to be great to set people up. Their greatness is in their points. You know what I mean? And their pressure that they put on defense from an offensive standpoint. Giannis on both ends of the floor. You feel what I'm saying? So like Dame is not gonna be Drew Holiday for the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks got to go find somebody that can do that so Dame can be a better version of whoever was the 2 guard when they won it. You know what I mean?
For sure. So does Chris Middleton, whenever he get back from injury, does he change that, or do you still have the same issue?
No, well, one, I want to see Chris healthy because, he's another scorer, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're asking Chris Middleton to come back and be the Chris Middleton he was during the finals, then you're a fool. You know what I mean? Because he was bringing the ball up, he was playmaking. They need somebody that can break down the defense, or they need somebody that can look for people. You know what I mean? And you know who they need? They need Ben Simmons.
I was just about to say, ideally, who do you think
they need? Ben Simmons, bro.
You think Ben Simmons is the answer to the Milwaukee Bucks problem?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. I mean, listen,
but I don't think the system is going to work. I think, they had something good with Adrian Griffin, whatever. Bro, you know how the drama go. When it's drama, that's all drama and soap opera. Milwaukee has found themselves in the basketball soap opera of, oh, you used to be good. Now you're about to go through some shit. Now you got to figure it out. Now you're going to unravel it. And you don't want to piss off Giannis because he can leave. Together.
So might I remind you that Doc Rivers was the coach of the Ben Simmons fallout in Philly?
I know.
So I don't know if Ben Simmons is necessarily going to be the guy. They did. And Ben was
Rivers
special,
is not
man.
the guy, bro, because he will put you in a system that only he knows how to coach it.
So that's what you're saying the problem is. It's not Dame, it's not Giannis.
It's
neither one of them.
System, bro. It's the system.
It's that.
It's the system and the way you built the team. And so you built the team around 2 guys that are incredible basketball players, right? But you have nobody in the middle that's bringing them to a point of their ultimate capacity.
Yeah.
If Dame is going, Giannis ain't going. If Giannis is going, Dame ain't going. Why the fuck aren't they both going at the same time? They're deadly in a pick and roll together, of course. Who's on the opposite side, right? What's happening on the opposite side? Who else is chiming in? Who else is making a play for Dame or a play for Giannis? So when Giannis make a play for Dame and he wide open, it's like, damn, I'm wide open. I ain't never been wide open. And Dame Lillard has never been wide open in his entire career unless he made himself wide open.
100%.
You feel what I'm saying?
1,000%.
It's new to him too, but they got to get that connective tissue. And I think you got to change the system, right? Y'all got a fast break. Y'all got to get back to playing defense, right? But you got to let Dame and Giannis figure the shit out and get out the way sometimes as a coach. Because you still don't get wins based on they talent.
Facts.
Like, I'm just, when I'm looking at coaching, I'm like, yo, a Doc Rivers team is a beatable team. I don't give a fuck how much talent they got because they only playing patterns.
I respect it. So speaking of Ben Simmons, did you see the fan yesterday when Ben Simmons was walking past, tell him he's trash to his face?
Why did you say it when I was there, pussy?
Wow, that was crazy, bro.
In Orlando. So in Orlando, you walk to the locker room and they had this guardrail up and you're walking right next to a bunch of fans, which number one is ridiculous. They allow fans to line up right there when you're going in the locker room, when you're coming out, people standing there screaming, trying to get autographs. An NBA locker room is the most non-private place.
Oh my gosh.
In the building. Like,
come on,
there's no privacy. You're getting dressed. There's people in the locker room. You're doing media, like you're getting prepped before the game. There's people in the locker room. As soon as the coaches break the huddle after the game, there's people in the locker room. It has to be the most insane non-sanity, or however you want to frame it, place in an NBA locker room. I mean, in the NBA arena. And it's just like open season. Like, you go in, you do what you want. There's a million people in Orlando next to, like, but then if we say something back, we get in trouble, we get fined. But this kid who's standing there with his dad is going to say in my face, I'm trash. He don't know what it takes to make it to the NBA.
Right.
You really want to beat his dad up for letting him talk like that, control your kid. But yeah, it's just like, oh, respect the game. Fans can, like, they pretty much say what they want to you, and you just have to take it. And just the empowerment of fans to say what they want to say to us as if we're not human beings. Now,
yeah, we just gotta hit them back with like your mama. We just gotta like bring your mama back. You know what I mean? Like your mama, your daddy.
Your mama.
You know what I mean?
Yo, what you tell? I'll slap your daddy. Shut up.
or have one of those little laughy, those little things. Wow! Get out.
Shut up.
That's crazy, yo.
Oh, I thought that was wild, but I thought, Shorter came back to his defense. Ben kind of said, "Why you ain't say it in my face?" Like, but I just think that's always been an ongoing issue. They still ain't figured it out. Probably never going to figure it out. It's just something that we have to deal with.
Bro,
and it is what it is.
It is. Hey, bro, Donald Sterling, when I played with the Clippers, bro, we won a game, and he came in there with, like, no lie, like 8 old-ass ladies. They had to be, like, late 50s, 60s. I mean, they looked like they was 70, 80. And he came in with an entourage, bro. I bullshit you not. And coach had just finished. And he said, "Hey, ladies, meet the guys." And I'm sitting right at the door. And he was like, "Man, you can sit right here and talk to him. Wait till he take his towel off." Whoa, chill. And the old lady was just sitting there asking me all kind of questions. Bro, I'm sitting there with my towel. Like, bro, I'm about to wait this old lady out. I'm not about to get up. Bro, it was diabolical.
She was waiting for you to take your towel
in the
off.
Clippers locker room. It was crazy, bro.
That's insane.
He was like, wait for him.
That's nuts. I'll tell you what, though. I'm going to tell you what. All it's going to take is for somebody to get sued in this climate. You got so many people in the locker room. People can say anything. Guess what? Even if you ain't guilty, you're guilty by public perception. And we live in a world where you're guilty until proven innocent. Totally. And once you're proven innocent, nobody's going to talk about it. But before you're proven innocent, you're going to get talked about like a dog, like you're guilty.
Man.
And all it's going to take is for someone to sue and say X, Y, and Z. But it's just unfair to players that you have to be put in that situation.
Well, you can't say nothing in the locker room no more, right? So like even if it was a team inside joke after the game and you yell something, right? And people can take anything now out of context. You know what I mean? It's just, man, this shit is crazy. Like there gotta be some type of like privacy for like the players and the team to have a moment before people rushing in. Even for some players, like say you did something wrong or say something happened in the game, like get that dude a moment, you know what I mean? And maybe talk to the team, talk to the players and be like, "Hey, bro, don't do that." You know what I mean? Don't crash out. But the media be trying to make you crash out on them.
No, for sure. For sure. And it's something that guys have complained about for years. It's something that, went away during COVID, and you thought it was one of those things like marijuana that went away during COVID, them testing for marijuana. You
They
thought
don't
it would
test
be
y'all no
one of
more, do
those.
they?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
but
killer.
they stopped testing for that during COVID. They also stopped letting media members in for pretty much a year and a half, where you didn't have media
Yeah,
in the
you would
locker
just go
room.
to the little conference.
And
Yeah.
yes, and everybody was like, "Yo, this is great," and thought like that would be the end of it. And then it came back, and I just don't understand. In the
I don't know
world
why
we
they gotta
live in
be in the
today,
locker room.
listen.
They
I
just
don't talk to
hanging out.
media before the game.
Bro, they
I
just
don't talk to
hanging
them
out.
before the game anyway. So
Bro, they
why are
just
you
be
in here?
hanging out, eavesdropping. You got
Right?
whispering shit. You know what I mean?
We had an
Turn the
eavesdropper
music
before.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, we had an eavesdropper before that when KD was on our team, we were having a conversation in the locker room. I'll never forget it. It was in Utah. And the guy tweeted like a conversation we was having. And I was just like, yo, like, you can't, like, we're not talking to you. We're having a conversation amongst each other. And you eavesdrop on our conversation and then go tweet it. But, you know, you always talk about like the protection of the players. There is none. It's
Free the
not,
players.
and it's crazy. And yet nothing gets accomplished by media being in the locker room before the game. Guess what? The media come in the locker room after the game, and then Raymond Ritter say, all right, I'm taking Draymond up to the media room.
What's the point?
Like, help me understand.
Help me understand.
Why'd they come in here when I was just sitting in my locker? Help me understand that. And so, I don't know, man. It's one of those ridiculous things that you would have been. I'm not even going to say need to go away, because you would have thought, let's keep it. Maybe if we say, yeah, everybody keep it, they'll get rid of it. Because it should have been gone a long time ago.
I think they should get rid of it because it creates more of a mystique. You're not getting dudes with cameras with towels on, they shirt off. You like get them at the podium dressed up. It just creates more of a vibe for what the league is trying to do with fashion and personality and shit like that, instead of the mistake of, you know, somebody with a camera in the locker and like I'm getting dressed, somebody getting an interview, I'm in the back. You know what I mean? And so like it just cut out all the confusion.
It's really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable in the locker room. You have men, you have women, and I'm trying to get in the shower. It is a very, very, very uncomfortable space to be in.
Man, we're speaking of, you know, locker room and naked in the locker room. Right now, my boys, the Dodgers up 3-0 in New York.
Man,
The Yankees,
man, you know,
the media must be in that Yankee locker room.
I'm a Yankee fan. I am a Yankee fan. And however, you know, my guy, Peter Guber, is the owner of the Dodgers. So I'm not upset. I want to see Peter do well.
How can you be a Yankee fan? How can you be a Yankee fan?
Because I've been a Yankee fan since I was a kid.
Bro, how can you not be upset now? Then how can you not be upset?
I am upset. I want to win.
No.
I want to win, but, you know, I'm happy for Peter. I'm happy for Peter. But the series isn't over yet. We're not going to do that.
You can't be
We're not doing that.
You happy for us?
Look at you. Now I'm happy for Peter. I didn't say I was happy for the Dodgers. I said I'm happy.
Bro, we don't want you to be happy for us. It does not. You are a New York Yankee fan. It does not feel good when we win that you guys are like, oh, you guys beat us. No, we want you to hate us. That is the problem with the Yankees. Y'all too nice.
We got 28 World Series pennants, bro. I don't know what more you want.
Nice, Mr. Nice.
We have
guys.
28.
Y'all too nice.
Y'all just made y'all 23rd appearance. We got 28 of them.
That's okay.
Titles.
We on the way. We on the way, though.
You know.
We on the way. Ohtani, 10 years. Hello?
Those contracts are bad after 3 years.
No. His whole contract is deferred. His whole contract deferred.
Yep, after 3 years, y'all gonna be paying him.
Bro, load up the wagon.
10 years from now,
paying Ohtani $3 million a year. Load up the wagon every year.
It's a shame they let y'all cheat like that.
Hey, bro, that's smart.
Listen,
smart business, bro.
All right, you
would do it. You would do it.
Y'all about to. Yeah, it went wrong for us
in
to win
the World
Series.
Man.
We took game one, it changes the series. We let it get away.
You took what?
And
what
now
happened?
y'all feeling good. Oh, you know what happened in game one, or did you not
Yeah,
watch?
you saw what happened.
Because you probably didn't believe. You weren't believing at that point. So you weren't watching.
No, not at all.
And then you hop on the bandwagon. You probably an Angels fan anyway, and now you want to act like you're a Dodger fan.
Hold
an
on,
Angel
watch
fan.
yourself.
Stop front.
Oh,
You're an Angel fan.
Hey,
We know
bro,
better.
you're a Yankee fan from Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely.
That don't count.
Absolutely.
That don't count.
Why not?
That don't count.
Why not?
You know who my favorite Dodger is? Fernando Valenzuela. Come on.
You know who my favorite Yankee is?
Don't matter.
Outside of the captain. Outside of the captain and Mo Rivera. My favorite Yankee growing up was Darryl Strawberry and Chuck Knobloch.
And where Darryl Strawberry from? Crenshaw High, L.A.
What that got to do with me?
He wanted to be that Dodger essence.
Shout out to Crenshaw High, but he went over there to win championships. The Dodgers wasn't winning no championships then. He went over there.
We birthed.
You know what I'm saying? He went over there to win championships.
In L.A.
Shout out to Crenshaw High, but he went over there.
Essence. The essence.
He went over there.
The Dodgers.
He went over there, bro.
Freddie Freeman.
It's cool.
Oh my God. I'm in Irwan. I did 5 laps around the Irwan.
And now he want to come alive. He had 0 home runs and 1 RBI at the time. And then
Freddie
he want to
Freeman.
look up. Man, stop it.
Grand slam.
You heard it here first. The Yankees coming back because guys who don't win championships get excited before the series is over. And now the Yankees coming back. And we about to take this World Series. You heard it here first. That's a wrap from you two guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us out later this week. Peace.
Peace.